Thanks for joining us on TVC News at 4. An Ikeja High Court today adjourned to the 23rd of January 2025 to hear the preliminary objection filed by controversial online activist Vincent Otse, popularly called Very Dark Man, in the alleged defamation suit brought against him by a senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, and his son, Folani, also known as Falz. When the case was called, counsel to Mr. Falana and Falz, Moise Banire, informed the court that the claimant had filed the originating processes and served same on the defendant. Dr. Banire also said a motion on notice was filed and served on the 25th of October. Meanwhile, let's tell you that the remains of the former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, earlier today arrived at the presidential villa at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. A guard of honor was on the ground to receive the body of the chief, marking the commencement of funeral rites for the 23rd Chief of Army Staff. His body, upon arrival, was accorded a guard of honor and taken down the red carpet in full view of Nigeria's military top brass until it was put in the ambulance and taken to the resting place. From the airport, the remains will be conveyed in a hearse for a service of songs, and then the late chief's body will be interred on Friday at the National Military Cemetery. Now, as the nation gets up for the burial of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, his body departed Lagos State today for Abuja. The ambulance carrying the body of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, arrived at the Air Force wing of Murtala Mohammed International Airport at about 9:15 a.m. Nigerian time, with cabin crew members, Air Commodore A.O. Bamidele. His body was received by top members of the armed forces at a brief solemn military ceremony has been held in honor. Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Obafemi Hamzat, led other Lagos State government officials to witness as the body, which was brought out of the ambulance and wheeled to the NAF 918 onward Abuja, where arrangements include an official line in state at the Nigerian Army headquarters, amongst other arrangements. Meanwhile, a significant agricultural development opportunity is on the horizon for Niger State. This is as 125 kilometers of the planned 1,068-kilometer Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway were cut through the state. The announcement was made by Governor of Niger State during a stakeholder engagement meeting with the Minister of Works. Chinemi Bamei has the story.
As the state occupying 10% of Nigeria's landmass, Niger State holds the largest share of federal roads, serving as a key link between western and northern Nigeria via Jeba. Persistent traffic jams caused by poor road conditions have long been a challenge for the state.
We don't have for this road with our government too. Every day we spend 3 days, 4 days for road. With hungry, with suffering.
This situation may soon improve with the significant federal government investment in the 1,068-kilometer superhighway, which will connect Badagry in western Nigeria to Sokoto in the north, bringing enhanced infrastructure to 125 kilometers within Niger State.
Value capture of this project is what we should be thinking about. The corridor, 68 gardens, huge landscape for agriculture. Niger State through the Niger Food Initiative.
In addition, the governor urged the Minister of Works to revoke the contracts for the Abuja to Mina Road project, citing a 14-year delay by the construction company.
What Mr. President has directed is that he's going to continue these projects, but he's going to engage them. He's going to be selecting between 6 and 8 major projects within the economic corridor of this country. and he will be willing to finish them first.
I'm happy we took the decision to come by road. We could have easily flown, but we decided to see things for ourselves. And as Senator Musa said, we were furious at what we saw. It's important to note that on paper, we in the finance committee, we will do the needful. Once the minister is able to put all these projects in the budget for his ministry, we will do the needful. And what is that needful? We will try as much as possible to allocate the needed fund for that project to continue.
This stretch of roads will contribute hugely to the economic development of Niger State, especially in the areas of agricultural development. Chenemi Bami, TVC News, Mina.
Meanwhile, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, says Nigeria is close to adopting a comprehensive national transportation policy that supports integrated transport system. He spoke at the 6th National Conference on Transport hosted by the Chartered Institute of Transport Administration in Nigeria. Jokiadisa reports.
Since 1986, Nigeria has been struggling to have a policy framework for its transportation sector. It is a framework that has remained in the draft form in the face of a growing population, insecurity and numerous other challenges. The government of the day says a workable policy has become more expedient. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, here represented, says the nation must leverage on technology to optimize sector gains.
Technology has the power to improve efficiency, safety, and user experience. And it is high time we harness this potential.
The Chartered Institute of Transport Administration in Nigeria says the annual event is not only a platform for knowledge exchange, but a critical avenue to addressing challenges of the sector.
The transportation profession is a profession and not just a vocation that everybody, all comers, invited, uninvited, are being part of. Until we make this statement loud and clear and change the narrative and run the sector like a professional body and a professional sector, we won't get to where we want to go.
A former commissioner for transport in Lagos State, Muiz Banire, says insecurity, the state of Nigerian roads, and incessant fatalities on roads and waterways call for urgent attention.
We need the policy in respect of all the modes of transportation to be put in place first and foremost. And this must be an application of the view of the various professionals and stakeholders.
Other leading players, including the Chief of Naval Staff, advocate a synergy among all.
The theme sustainable transportation in a disruptive era, the challenges of developing economies, is both timely and relevant, especially as Nigeria and other developing nations seek to balance the demands of growth with the need for sustainability.
Our state roads have become victims of these massive trucks without compensating, rather than work with the states to look after those roads.
High point of the conference is the conferment of honorary fellowship of the Institute on deserving citizens. Recommendations from the 3-day National Conference on Transport are expected to contribute to solving the broader socio-economic problems confronting the country and enhance its economic growth. Joke Edson, TVC News, Abuja.
And environmentalists are calling for the development of forest assets in Nigeria so as to unlock the vast untapped potential which could generate hundreds of millions of foreign exchange in carbon credits annually. This was revealed at the 2024 Right on the Beach Academic Festival. There is more in this report.
Now in its 4th edition, the program targets the youth and aims to achieve social justice through carbon assets creation. The festival, which usually starts with a symposium and goes on to a 5-day residency program.
Now we've removed all the legacy PET bottles from the beach. Now we want to tackle the soft plastic, the nylon, the fishing nets, the things like that on the beach. And we also want to start working towards protecting the mangroves of the region for future generation. The last cohorts have identified how they can turn that into a billion-dollar economy for their generation.
Nigeria is number 4th or 5th in the world when it comes to leaks stemming from methane and from flaring. That is, first of all, a waste of resources that can be used to power the country of Nigeria, the economy of Nigeria, for increased industrialization. But in addition, there is also a lot of hunger for those emission reductions, and that would stem into offsets as well, which could be traded in the global market.
The organizers say their strategy is by empowering coastal communities with environmental and economic resilience.
Elisha Beach is very clean now, which I really appreciate them. I really appreciate them again for their initiative for cleaning the beach, moving away the dirties, and convert them to something that is useful for the public. So currently they are planning to bring the recycling machine to Elisha Kingdom so that we can start recycling the bottles, the waste.
We'll be installing that in the community to recycle the plastic, so we no longer need to take it off-site. So we're working on ways of adding value to this. We are confident we'll be able to uplift the people of that area, the communities from Elisha Beach all the way to Kweme Kingdom.
Now the beaches are cleaner, and there has been some sensitization in the communities, and those people now know that, oh, if you throw plastic in the ocean, you are fishermen, no fish. So if there's no fish, you won't eat. And like, they're knowing more and they are more involved.
The participants believe this exercise will help in securing the mangroves of the Western Peninsula for future generations and uplift communities, thereby making the state an ecotourism destination. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.
And outside Nigeria, Republicans will hold their majority in the House of Representatives, securing a monopoly on power in Washington with control of the White House and majorities in both chambers of Congress following last week's elections, meaning Donald Trump's party will run the White House and all of the Congress. The U.S. president-elect has announced a controversial string of picks for his upcoming administration, including Rep. Matt Gaetz as Attorney General and former Democrat Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. Mr. Gates' appointment will be subject to Senate approval once Mr. Trump formally nominates him, setting up the potential for a provocative confirmation process. Incoming Senate Majority Leader John Thune said the Senate would vet all of Donald Trump's nominees during the process. And with that, it's a wrap on TVC News Update. For more updates on the stories we are monitoring, you can visit our website, www.tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we are live at TVC News Nigeria. Many thanks for watching. Sports Desk is next. Bye for now.